Meeting your hero is something most people spend their whole lives dreaming about. You buy the albums, you learn the dance moves, you tell yourself that maybe, one day, you'll catch a glimpse of him from row 200 of a sold-out stadium. That's how it's supposed to work. The fan goes looking for the legend. But Michael Jackson played by different rules. The most famous man on the planet had a habit of flipping the script entirely, showing up unannounced where nobody could ever expect him, and watching the world short-circuit in real time.
It was like...
Michael Jackson?
Yes, very happy to be here.
And her sister is your biggest fan. If she was here, she'd be crying like a baby.
Today, we're counting down the 10 wildest moments of the King of Pop ambushing his own biggest fans. From a boy band frozen mid-performance because of what stepped out from behind a screen, to a shopping trip that left an entire Vegas gallery in disbelief, to a hospital visit where one little girl's reaction got called a miracle. Some of these moments were broadcast to millions. Others were never supposed to be filmed at all, and the first one shut down the biggest night in music. Let's get into it. September 6th, 2001. The MTV Video Music Awards at the Metropolitan Opera House in New York City. NSYNC are the biggest boy band on the planet, and they're about to perform their new single Pop in front of every celebrity in the industry. But before the chaos, the night opens on a joke nobody in that building will remember an hour later.
Hey, you! Need a little in your step? We'll try this on for size. It's come on.
The skit even pokes fun at the very genre NSYNC built their empire on. A setup line that's about to age beautifully.
What's the deal with all these boy bands? I know. When is this pop life gonna fade out?
Here's what the audience doesn't know. Michael has just entered his invincible era, and behind the scenes, a secret trade has been made. He invited NSYNC to perform at his 30th anniversary celebration concert happening just one day later on September 7th, and in return, the group agreed to something insane. Letting the King of Pop crash their VMA set hidden behind a giant Etch-a-Sketch prop in the middle of the stage. It was kept secret from the crowd, from the other performers, from almost everyone in the building. So as the boys tear through their choreography and the song builds toward its final stretch, keep your eyes locked on that screen behind them, because at exactly this moment, the entire night changes. The Metropolitan Opera House has hosted opera legends for over a century. It has never, before or since, sounded like it did in that moment. 5 superstars at the absolute peak of their fame suddenly looked like 5 kids at their first concert because the man they grew up studying was dancing right beside them, hitting every move sharper than anyone half his age. And he wasn't done commanding that stage. One silhouette, one spotlight, an entire industry on its feet. A veteran legend passing the torch while reminding every artist in that building exactly who built the stage they're standing on. 25 years later, people still call it the greatest surprise cameo in award show history. But blowing the roof off an American award show is one thing. 5 years later, Michael pulled the exact same trick on the other side of the world, on 5 men who had no idea they were being watched. May 31st, 2006, Tokyo, Japan. Michael is in town to receive the MTV Japan Legend Award, his first major public appearance after the brutal trial of 2005. Japan never turned on him. While Western headlines tore him apart, Japanese fans embraced him like family. And here's the wild part. This whole thing started because the staff of SMAP SMAP, the country's biggest variety show hosted by its biggest boy band, drove to his rumored hotel and just asked. A completely reckless offer, and Michael's team didn't laugh them out of the lobby. So now SMAP are about to record a normal episode of their massively popular show. The producers told them only one thing: a very important international guest might stop by. They had no idea who. Then, at 10 p.m., a car pulls up to the studio.
ついにマイケルを乗せた車がやってきた
The plan is diabolical. The staff tell SMAP their last take had a mistake and they need to sing the song again. Meanwhile, Michael slips into the director's seat in the control room, completely hidden from the stage, watching their every move, tapping his fingers to their rhythm, even asking for the volume to be turned up. Then, right as the song hits its peak, the producers cut the music.
手通り音楽がストップ 何が起きたのか分からず脱力するメンバ
誰
5 grown men. National superstars in their own country at the absolute peak of their fame. Men who've shared a stage with practically everyone. Watch what happens to all of them at the exact same second.
Hello? Yeah.
Hello.
It was like,
マイケル・ジャクソン
Remember the context here. This is a man coming off the darkest chapter of his life, stepping into a country that never stopped loving him. And when SMAP finally find the words to welcome him, his answer says everything.
Oh, God bless you. No, I'm very happy to be in Japan, and I think you're just wonderful, lovely people. I mean it.
The episode aired on June 5th, 2006, and instantly became one of the most legendary moments in Japanese television history. And the goodbye? Pure Michael.
Peace.
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 Love you.
Next time.
Okay, next time.
Ambushing a boy band in a TV studio is wild, but crashing a Hollywood mogul's 50th birthday party in front of a room full of A-listers? That's a different level of entrance entirely. Los Angeles. A star-studded birthday bash for fashion mogul Christian, his 50th, and a French camera crew is rolling on everything. The guest list is stacked, Fergie is performing downstairs, and the champagne is flowing. By this point in his life, Michael picks his Hollywood appearances very, very carefully. Legal battles and financial pressure have made him almost impossible to book, which makes what's about to happen even more unbelievable. Because up on the 4th floor, behind maximum security, there's a private suite that almost nobody in the building knows about, and the energy around it is electric.
À Los Angeles, l'anniversaire de Christian Audigier. Ambiance électrique, Michael Jackson en personne vient d'arriver.
One by one, a handful of guests get escorted upstairs for a private audience. And they come back down, looking like they've seen a ghost. One woman tells the camera it was a fabulous meeting, that he's been her idol since she was 14. She even invites him to dinner at her house. Meanwhile, the rest of the party has absolutely no clue what's being prepared behind the scenes. Then, the host takes the microphone, and you can hear the entire room hold its breath.
I have a big surprise for you. A surprise you cannot even believe. I want to introduce to you the King of Pop!
Watch a room full of celebrities, people who are surprised by nothing, completely lose their composure.
Michael Jackson!
And then Michael does something he almost never did at this point in his life. He takes the microphone himself.
It's wonderful to be here for Christian, his family, and all you beautiful people. And to celebrate his 50th birthday.
But it's what he says directly to the birthday boy that turns a publicity moment into something genuinely personal.
God bless you, man. And in my opinion, not only are you a wonderful artist, you're a wonderful human being.
According to the broadcast, those 5 minutes on stage were worth several hundreds of thousands of dollars in value to the host, the price of a dream, as the narrator put it. Michael could make a millionaire feel like a starstruck teenager, but when he stepped out in public among everyday people, even a simple shopping trip turned into a full-blown event. Late October 2003, Las Vegas. Michael has set up a temporary home in the gambling capital of the world, and a documentary crew is following him to his favorite shopping spot, the Regis Gallery inside the Venetian. He told the interviewer he wanted to spend some serious money. He was not joking, but before he can even reach the front door, Vegas reminds him what happens when the King of Pop walks anywhere in public.
And when Michael Jackson goes out, every step of the way, there's a fan waiting to greet him.
And these aren't casual fans. Watch this man from Houston get the moment of his entire life, and watch how Michael actually listens to him.
Yeah, my name is Steve from Houston.
How long ago? I love
when
Ben.
it first came out, that's my favorite song.
I was 12 when I first sang
Give me a hug.
12 years old when he first sang that song, and decades later, complete strangers are still walking up to thank him for it. But Steve isn't even done. He's got one more confession about who the real superfan in his family is.
Sister is your biggest fan. If she was here, she'd be crying like a baby.
Inside the gallery, the surprise flips. Now it's the staff, the interviewer, and eventually the whole world watching in disbelief, because Michael Michael shops the way nobody on Earth shops. This is the man who built Neverland, and his taste runs to marble statues, golden urns, and furniture fit for Louis XIV. The interviewer literally compares the hall to an emperor's house. Sold signs everywhere mean one thing, they're his. And when he spots a chess set he likes, listen to the price tag and listen to how little it slows him down.
Okay, how much is that one?
Did we ever get this one, these ones?
It's only 89,000.
No.
Can you put that on the list?
Of course.
That's $89,000 added to the list like it's a pack of gum, and he's just warming up. Wait until he gets to the giant blue urns.
Oh, that's only 275,000 each. So that's $500,000 for those two.
But he's going to give us a good
That doesn't
deal.
matter to you.
$275,000 each, $500,000 for the pair. The estimated total for the day? A couple of million, and the manager wouldn't even confirm the real number on camera. By the time word spread through the Venetian, crowds had gathered outside just to catch a glimpse of him. Dropping millions in an afternoon is surreal, but sometimes the surprise wasn't the spending at all. Sometimes it was just Michael showing up on a random street in London. The mid-2000s, London, United Kingdom. After the 2005 acquittal, Michael spent time in the UK searching for something he almost never got, a normal night out. By his side is Matt Fiddes, martial artist, entrepreneur, his trusted bodyguard and close friend. The man who trained him and shielded him through every British trip. Their friendship gave Michael something priceless, rare pockets of privacy in a life that had none. Tonight's plan is simple. Get to the Red Cube Club. Have a quiet evening. There's just one problem with that plan. He's Michael Jackson. Even the arrival has to be executed like a military operation.
Okay, tell us when to get up.
Okay, quickness now, quickness.
Me too.
The second he steps onto the pavement, the streets of London figure out exactly who just landed among them.
Yes, everybody. Fire.
Hi.
Listen to the fans. No concert tickets, no meet and greet passes, just people walking down the street who suddenly find themselves face to face with a legend and can't believe what they're seeing. Fiddes managed the chaos while Michael stayed calm and gracious through all of it. A man who'd spent his whole life learning that a quiet dinner was never going to be quiet. And years later, Fiddes summed up what those moments and that friendship actually meant.
Michael Jackson paid an incredible price for a gift that he gave me.
An incredible price. Fiddes saw up close what fame actually cost his friend, the lost privacy, the operations just to get through a door. But the way he finishes that thought is the part that stays with you.
And he gives this gift to all of us. The gift is Michael's presence.
His presence. That was the gift. One sighting on a London street and total strangers had a story they'd tell for the rest of their lives. But London fans got him for seconds. In 2003, an entire crowd in his home state of Indiana got something far bigger during one of the darkest years of his life. June 2003. This is one of the most turbulent years Michael will ever live through. The Martin Bashir documentary has aired, the media is circling, and the pressure is crushing. So where does he go? Home, back to Indiana, to Gary, the steel town where the Jackson 5 story began. Word spreads that Michael is appearing near the town hall, and thousands of fans flood the streets. What they're about to get isn't a wave from behind tinted glass. Watch where he decides to stand. On top of a car, umbrella in hand, completely exposed to a crowd that would do anything just to touch him. And the sound that crowd makes, it's one word, over and over like a heartbeat. Remember, this is a man at what fans would later call his lowest moment. With the whole world seemingly against him, and instead of hiding, he's leaning into the crowd, soaking up every second of it. He's not rushing back into the vehicle. He's staying out there with them, because Gary isn't just another tour stop. This is where it all started, and these aren't just fans. They're neighbors. Fans who were there that day still talk about his warmth. how happy and engaged he looked when he had every reason in the world not to be. Some shared memorabilia they'd kept for decades, and Michael leaned into every single one like it was the only conversation in the world. The hometown crowd gave him love when the headlines gave him none, and he gave it right back, autograph by autograph, picture by picture. Big crowds, big noise, big energy, that was always Michael's natural habitat. But the most explosive surprises he ever pulled off happened in the quietest places imaginable, hospital wards. And the first one changed a little girl's life in 1987. November 1987, Michael is in Melbourne, Australia on the Bad World Tour. His first solo tour after Thriller turned him into the biggest star on the planet. Olympic Park Stadium is sold out, the whole city is in a frenzy, and in the middle of all of it, Michael quietly arranges a visit to the Royal Children's Hospital. The nurses tip off the parents but keep it secret from everyone else, because if word gets out, the hospital gets buried in fans. Inside one of those wards is a 4-year-old girl named Angela Darlington, recovering from a coma after being hit by a car. Her mother Helen has no idea what's about to walk through that door.
Michael Jackson today described this as the highlight of his Australian tour so far.
His team comes loaded, bad albums, t-shirts, autographs for the entire ward. But Michael doesn't work the room like a celebrity. Watch how he moves through it.
The performer spending 2 hours inside, given special visiting rights to gravely ill children.
No rushing, no handlers pulling him along. The doctors get the same attention as the patients. And when he reaches the kids themselves, the biggest star on earth gets down to their level, literally.
Thank you.
When he reaches Angela, he crouches down to her level and greets her gently by name. She can barely speak, but her response is something her mother would describe as miraculous, a smile. Helen later said Michael had a presence about him, an empathy that lifted the entire ward. Another teenage fan on that floor reportedly improved dramatically after the visit, and his own mother called it a miracle too.
The self-styled champion of children dished out thousands of dollars in presents, dolls, toys, and computer games.
No stage, no lights, no choreography. Just a superstar sitting at a bedside, and families who said they finally got to know this side of Michael, the one the tabloids never printed. Helen would talk about that day for years, saying many of the children on the ward seemed to recover better after the visit. Melbourne was just the beginning of a pattern that would follow him around the world, because 5 years later, he walked into one of the most heartbreaking places in Europe and turned it into Christmas morning. September 30th, 1992. The day before his Dangerous Tour concert in Bucharest, Michael visits the Liaganul de Copii Sfânta Ekaterina, a children's care center in Romania. Context matters here. Romania is still recovering from the fall of the Ceausescu regime, and its orphanages have become infamous worldwide for neglect and heartbreak. Thousands of abandoned children. Michael, deeply disturbed by the reports, doesn't just send a check through his Heal the World Foundation. He shows up in person, and the children have no idea who's coming.
Thank you for doing it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for your caretaker. They're beautiful. They're beautiful.
For hours, he hands out gifts, photos, autographs, and toys with his own hands. Staff said the atmosphere flipped from its usual sadness to something they could only compare to Christmas. He builds Lego with the kids. He picks up babies without hesitation, including one abandoned just days earlier. One little girl even feeds him candy. And when it's time to say goodbye, listen to how hard it is to actually leave.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
But Michael doesn't leave it at one visit. He finances a brand new special needs playground for 500 children and donates concert profits to support refugees. And when he speaks about why, it stops sounding like charity and starts sounding like a mission statement.
Today we are in the midst of a historic occasion, a phase transition in civilization, as we take on the momentous task of healing the world.
Healing the World wasn't just an album title or a foundation name to him, and in the very next breath, he makes it clear exactly where that healing has to start.
We have to heal our planet, and we have to heal ourselves.
Witnesses called that day a ray of sunshine in dark lives, and the playground he paid for stayed long after the cameras left. A permanent reminder that the world's biggest star once spent an afternoon on the floor of a Bucharest orphanage building Lego. But the very next year, 1993, everything around Michael caught fire, and in the middle of that storm, he did the most Michael thing possible. He went toy shopping for kids who'd never see it coming. January 1993. Washington, D.C. is buzzing with inauguration festivities, and Michael, fresh off the Dangerous Tour and the most watched Super Bowl halftime show ever, is about to face the hardest year of his life. But before any of that, he does something almost nobody knows about. He goes to a local store, personally picks out toys, and walks into the National Children's Hospital unannounced. These kids practically live here, in and out for weeks at a time, and then a door opens.
They surprised you? Huh? This guy surprising you here? You want to go, let's go out and see some other kids?
Room by room he goes, autographs, photos, jokes, gifts. Watch him with one young patient stuck watching soap operas, and how fast he zeroes in on what the kid actually wants.
You want some music, huh? You want some music? What was your name? What is it?
Then comes a moment the cameras almost weren't supposed to catch. Someone at the hospital tries to settle a debt with him, and Michael's answer tells you everything about why he's really here. He spends hours in those wards, chatting about Disney characters, posing for endless photos, never once checking a watch. And somewhere between the wheelchairs and the hospital beds, one of the kids says something to him that flips the entire dynamic. The superstar becomes the fan.
So make my life really cool.
And the kids didn't just meet him, some of them came dressed for the occasion. Watch this little one named Chris.
Chris, can you tell me why you're wearing that glove?
I don't know.
Are you wearing that glove for Michael?
One white glove on a tiny hand. His biggest fans came in all sizes. Families and staff said he wasn't there for cameras, he was there for the kids. Full stop. And 3 years later, in October of 1996, he proved it one more time on a tour stop in the Netherlands with an answer to one simple question that sums up this entire video. October 1996. Michael has just finished 3 massive HStory Tour concerts at Amsterdam's Olympic Stadium. Any other superstar would collapse into a hotel suite and sleep for a week. Instead, Michael quietly arranges unannounced visits to 2 children's facilities, the Ronald McDonald House and the AMC Academic Medical Center, with strict instructions, no publicity. He doesn't want a press event. He wants to walk the wards. And he comes bearing thousands of toys. Watch how he works a children's playroom like it's the most important meeting of his year. He's not doing a photo op lap of the room. He's actually browsing the shelves with these kids, asking real questions. And when one of them brings up board games, watch how quickly the King of Pop turns into just another kid.
You don't like to play games?
I like to play games.
There's Yahtzee.
Yeah, that's cool.
I play games all day.
The King of Pop, fresh off stadium shows for hundreds of thousands of people, genuinely hyped about a box of Yahtzee. But he doesn't stop at toys. He personally funds a dedicated room so parents can stay overnight with their hospitalized children, a room the hospital would name the Michael Jackson Room, with his written wish for every family staying there, the best possible stay and a fast recovery for their children. And as he says his goodbyes, a Dutch reporter catches him with a question.
What do you think of these fans? I love them.
Then comes the follow-up, and the answer that explains every single story you've watched today.
Yes? Why did you come here to visit these fans especially?
I love the children.
4 words. No PR spin, no rehearsed soundbite. A staff member later said his insistence on zero publicity proved it was never about the image. This was a man fighting through tour exhaustion and tabloid wars who still chose to spend his only free hours in a children's ward. The Michael Jackson Room stayed behind in Amsterdam as a permanent piece of that surprise, long after the tour buses rolled out.